there is no way on this earth you can convince me this is not called. The referee does not get called to the monitor and this get overturned if it's any other team but Barcelona. 2-1 to Girona today. Let's just start by looking at the game. This was, for the first half at least, it was very much a back and forth game. We at least expected Barcelona to be more, to have way more of the possession and be more of the attacking team. But it goes back to what I said last game about Barcelona's defense, that no matter what team we play against, that team obviously will have a lot of chances, and no matter what team we play against, we can always lose. It's never, oh, we're playing against this team, should be an easy dub. We could always lose. And in the first half, we gave, although we had a couple good chances, I think Rafinha had a good chance early on that ended up going kind of wide. Lamine Yamal had a one-on-one. He needs to be more clinical in front of goal, for sure. He needs to be more clinical. He ended up, I don't know what I think he maybe tried to find a pass, and by the end of it, he tried to chip the goalie or something. But he needs to just be more clinical in front of goal. We had a couple of chances, but I feel a lot as though Girona had way more chances and way more clean-cut chances to score in the first half. But more of a back and forth game. And then going into the second half, that we get a goal. We get a goal by Kubasi, scoring his second ever Barcelona goal for Barcelona, and right away we give up a goal because Girona was always just going at us. That, and it's easy for any team to go at us because it's becoming easier and easier to break our defense, to break the high line, because it's been so exposed this season that it's generally easy for any team to attack against Barcelona. Our defense was horrible this whole game. I think ended up being getting scored on right away, right after Kubasi playing good defense. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, who was it? I think it was Gerard Martin that was in the back post that ended up just leaving the guy wide open for a tap in. Our defense obviously was terrible today. On midfield was alright, in our offense, I don't think we created as much as we could have. But I don't. It's one of those games where they're sitting back. I mean, they're sitting back. 12 men. Feels like they have 12 men sitting back there on defense, and it's hard to create anything but just putting it across in the game. I feel like Lewandowski should have came on way earlier than he did, and I also feel like Olmo should not have came off. I feel like if somebody had come, it should have been Fermin, specifically because they're playing a low block, and we know Olmo is our best player against a low block. So I didn't understand that sub at all. But defensively, we were just horrible. It was more of a back and forth game. More of a back and forth game than we would like. We obviously would like to have control and possession. Not just possession, but control of the game. And we, quite frankly, did not. Going into this, let's not forget, right before the first half ended, Lamine made a pass to Olmo, which he ended up getting fouled and would have been a penalty. I'm not mad that he took the penalty. I mean, he's a great player. I think he has the ability. He ended up shooting it, hitting the post. I think that was the second or third time we hit the post the first half. And we ended up still going until halftime 0-0, 0-0. And the second half was kind of just frustrating to see, honestly. And second goal ended up coming. We're gonna talk more about the second goal, but pretty much, yeah. Not even if I don't think we should have lost this game, but even if we didn't lose this game, this was not a convincing. I don't think we would have won. I think it honestly would have been a tie. But I don't think we're not gonna do a player player by player uh performance rating this for this game. I think we're just gonna look at some key players. Some of the key players, obviously, Juan Garcia, who ended up being named man of the match. Great performance. Lamine Yamal also played good. I don't. Some would say he did not play good today, but honestly, he played good if you watch the game. And I want to say De Jong also had a decent game. We didn't have too many. Oh, actually, Kubasi also had a pretty good game. But apart from that, it was kind of just man all around. And now getting to the second goal that we conceded, there is no way you can convince me that VAR would not have called the referee to check if it was any other team but Barcelona. If this was any other team but Barcelona, the referee goes to the monitor and overturns the goal. I mean, how many times is this gonna have to happen? Honestly, coming fresh off a terrible decision, I still don't understand how it was a offside on Kubasi. Maybe if you guys understand, you guys can educate me. But coming fresh off that decision to now this, all right, I clearly steps on his ankle at that, clean on his ankle, and nothing is called. Right? I mean, I don't understand. And pretty much after that, I think we started being like active, more going after it way too late. We just started getting after it, players up. You know, like I think in the I'm kidding you not, in the 80th minute. Like, what were we doing this whole time? But there is no way on this earth you can convince me this is not called. The referee does not get called to the monitor and this get overturned if it's any other team but Barcelona. We've seen multiple times not just this season, honestly, since every season, honestly, that I can personally remember being a Barcelona fan, we get these horrendous calls against us, and while our rivals get those horrendous calls on their favor. I mean, just a couple days ago, this penalty on Vini. I mean, honestly, this whole season, Vini and Mbappe has just been diving all season long, diving left, right, center, middle, diving, and they get the penalties over and over. I don't know the exact stat, but I think Real Madrid has over twice the amount of penalties that the second team behind them has. And over again, we get this horrendous calls against us, right? And we're supposed to believe that this league, the referees that ref this, I mean, off bat, already knew some BS was gonna happen in this game on the referee that was announced to ref this game, right? I mean, it's always something whenever he refs a Barcelona game, always something. So I already knew La Liga was at their best again, trying to give that other team an edge, right? So, and honestly, there we are. But Hornet's call obviously should have been overturned. He clearly steps on Koundé's ankle. So I seriously don't get how VAR doesn't at least. And we all know VAR did not call the referee to the monitor, because if it did, it would have been overturned. It would have, because it's clearly a foul. It is clearly a foul. But apart from that, Barcelona did not play good. We honestly played horrendous. So it's not. I can't sit here and say that we lost solely because of the referee. I think we lost because of the referee. It should have been a tie, but performance was not up to par. I think I can pull up this star right here. Girona had twice as much shots on target than Barcelona. Over twice as much shots on target than Barcelona had this game, and they were just on us over and over and over and over. I mean, clear cut chances. We looked in disarray the whole match. Defense just flying around. I feel like we were lucky that we played a Girona team that is not really up to. I mean, they're fighting relegation. They're not really up to that standard. That if we played a team maybe higher up the table, maybe a Villarreal, we would have lost by maybe 3-4 goals, 2-3-4 goals this game. And even more going back to our return leg against, I'm looking 2 weeks ahead against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is going to play exactly how Girona plays this game today. They're going to sit back with 10, 11, 12, maybe 15, 20 players in the back. That's what it's going to feel like to us. 20 players in the back, and they're just going to counterattack by just throwing it up there to Lookman on the left or Giuliano on the right wing. Throwing it up to a long ball and crossing it in exactly how they scored against us. So I'm not gonna say that our Haaland has to change, but it has to morph into something else because we have to tweak it because it is too easy. Maybe the players are tired because it does take a lot of energy out of players to maintain that level of intensity pressing every second. So maybe we have to just drop it. You know, if the attackers are not pressing or the press gets beat, right? Just drop back. But honestly, terrible game. I'm not sure who we play next. Let me check. I know there's Champions League this week. Honestly, I think I might just watch the Real Madrid game because none of the other games also really entices me. So I might just watch the Real Madrid game for this Champions League week. But Barcelona we play Levante next on Sunday, 22nd. Levante, and we can expect Levante to play the exact same way by literally just sitting back and counter-attacking on the wings. That's it. I mean, that's all a team has to do to get really clean cut chances against Barcelona. I'm expecting us to play better against Levante. At least try to get a comfortable win to get our engines going back up and running. So I'm expecting something. Maybe I'm hoping maybe like a 3-0 against Levante. But yeah, La Liga is the worst, honestly, the worst league refereeing wise in the world. I mean, over and over, week in and week out, if you watch La Liga, Barca, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, any team, that week in, week out, there are horrendous calls. And it just happens to be benefiting one team every season in, season out. But that's it for today. This match. So see you against Levante, and hopefully we win.